Hello everybody, this is Peter. It's Saturday the 6th of June and I'm in a museum, and this is quite an interesting place, and I want to show you a very interesting person, and she's called Aefra, A-E-F-R-E. I think working out what her name was, affectionately named Aefra forever by her finders. This burial is of a woman aged about 30 to 40 who was buried with amber and glass beads, a knife and an iron key. Uniquely, her entire burial was lifted in a block and she remains only partially excavated, still lying in the soil. She was buried in over 1,400 years ago. DNA analysis gets a bit of information. In 1906, road winding on Dover Hill uncovered an Anglo-Saxon cemetery. By the way, I'm in Folkestone, dating to the 6th and 7th century AD. That's amazing, 1,400 years they were there. They probably lived in the village further down the hill towards modern Folkestone. They were part of the Kingdom of Kent, the earliest of the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms, conquered about 455 AD by a mixture of Germanic Jutes and Angles. The Dover Hill Cemetery was in use by 597 AD when St Augustine arrived in Kent to bring Christianity. In 630 AD, Eanswyth, daughter of King Eadbald of Kent, founded the first nunnery in England at Folkestone. So the first recorded mention of the name Folkestone. So there's the history. Eanswyth went on, I think she was a bit later than that, went on to become a saint, and that's quite a long story. I won't tell you that, but I wanted to show you Aefra today, 1,400 years later, and over 100 years since she was disinterred, although not completely disinterred, because as it says, she's still partially in the mud in which she was. And you can see the artifacts around her grave. Rather impressive, actually, knives, and it looks like a sword. I don't know whether they were found in her grave in particular, and a skull in perfect nick, which is quite remarkable for somebody aged 30 to 40. Complete set of teeth, even wisdom teeth. And I think they have, as it said, they have done some DNA analysis, but it doesn't really say much about it. Every bone is there, and as we travel up from the feet bones, up legs, you can usually tell the sex of a skeleton by the pelvis, apparently, although I'm certainly no expert. But marvellous condition, absolutely wonderful. This person should be here on display, and still, in a way, buried or partially buried. When I was a boy, she used to be in Folkestone Library upstairs, and it was actually quite scary. You know, we used to rush around and dare each other to look at the skeleton. But I don't know if she is anymore. But well, obviously not for me. But here are examples of the beads that were found, and it's remarkable how much they respected the dead, in that they buried them with fairly expensive, difficult things to make or to buy, whatever, in those days, because they wanted, because they believed in the afterlife. Her name is Aefra. I pronounce it Aefra. It's kind of like an Irish name, Aoife, A-O-I-F-E. My cousin Robin has a daughter called Aoife, but this is Aefra. Obviously there was no documentation in those days, so a lot of speculation, but you can find out about people from the bones. That's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching. It's Peter. It's the 6th of June. Cheers.